the first order of business. The thing that's dominating the conversation really this week is Alien Earth. I must confess, right, I didn't know what to expect from this one leading up to it, because there wasn't a huge amount to talk about it. The first trailer got released. It was kind of interesting. It seems, at least from an aesthetic point of view, they captured the look and feel of the Alien universe, so I was intrigued at least. Started watching it, and, well, we've seen the first 2 episodes now. So how did you guys find it?
Terrible.
I mean, I was quite surprised. I thought it was going to be bad, but it was just terrible. Yeah.
Wow. Just there's no other way to describe it. It's just terrible. What about you, Chris?
It's terrible in a very unique way, because it feels like, we were talking before the stream, a human version of AI. And by that, I mean that opening scene with the helmets and the lighting, the sort of computers speaking to each other, even that they emerge from their pods, they have breakfast. It's such a ripoff of the first Alien. It's AI is a remix or a randomizer. It's a remix of previous best of or greatest hits. The interesting ideas are the stuff with the kids in the new bodies, but I'm sure we'll go deeper later. But my impression was terrible. It's sort of a remix.
What about yourself, Niet?
I think it's Gen Z Aliens dumbed down for a modern audience. It quickly went off the rails. I feel as though this show doesn't know what it wants to be, so it's taking aspects from different franchises, much like Alien Romulus, but in the worst way possible. Like the opening, which Chris was describing, is a massive misdirection, because it makes you think that they're trying to replicate the first Alien movie, but it skips a couple of steps. They've already acquired an alien specimen, a couple of them, and then all those characters die, and we're left with children in synthetic bodies, who are the least interesting aspect of this story for me.
It was clearly like a real fake out, wasn't it? You know, they introduced us to all these supposedly interesting characters. They're all going through the same sort of experiences with the first Alien movie. They even look like some of the characters from that movie. Like, what's his name again?
Yaphet Kotto.
Guy. Morrow, yeah. Morrow, he's the actor that plays him is like the spitting image of Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah.
Especially when they've got him wearing the same clothes and stuff. It's like, what are they going for here? Is this like a remake or just like a straight up reenactment of Alien? Obviously, it's a fake out. They all get killed, and then we get introduced to the real main characters. And I don't know, perhaps we ought to explain just a little bit for the people who haven't seen it. And I'm not going to do the whole, like, you know, oh, this bit is spoilers and we shouldn't talk about this. I guess we'll just launch into it. So the show opens with these characters aboard a deep space research vessel. They are transporting specimens of various alien organisms, including a xenomorph, back to Earth. They all go into hypersleep. Somehow the aliens escape. We don't really see how it happens, but the ship crash lands on Earth, which is kind of wild by itself. Like, I'm pretty sure a ship traveling that fast would just obliterate half the planet if it impacted, but it's fine. It just crashes into a building. It's okay.
It's not even that. They don't even have like listening posts. They don't even see. Nobody notices a gigantic ship until it's over their head.
Well,
yeah, you would kind of think
he's in contact with Wayland Yutani, isn't he? Through Mother. He's getting orders, so they know it's coming. They know it's going to crash. They have it crash on Earth, not one of their owned planets.
I didn't understand that. Like, why not take it to a research station at some remote part of the galaxy where no one is going to disturb you?
Well, why does he crash it in a Prodigy city?
I don't know.
When he works with Wayland Yutani, he should.
Well, I think he does. I think he does say that it's like out of control. The navigation system doesn't work anymore, and so it just literally crash lands. But
very conveniently out of control that it manages to hit exactly on Earth, but it can't choose where on Earth it can go.
Yeah. And like Reaper said, it's kind of interesting they don't have any like early warning systems. Like at the worst case scenario, if it's hurtling towards Earth at dangerous speeds, they could shoot it down or disable it somehow.
We have warning systems now for like spatial anomalies and stuff, and they're interstellar traveling society. They've got control of the solar system, and they couldn't see this coming. Okay,
yeah. So that's like one plot thread. So the ship has crashed in the middle of a city. Search and rescue are sent in to look for survivors and secure the area, including Joe. who is the brother of our lead character, who's an absolute retard. Like, I was really struck by how useless Joe is throughout this. He has got a death wish because he gives up so many opportunities to escape. He almost gets killed by the xenomorph like multiple times. He even has a gun at times and he never uses it. It's bizarre. He would rather just run away, thinking he can outrun a xenomorph rather than just shoot it, I guess.
Yeah, many opportunities to shoot it. It's almost like he knows he would drip acid on it or something.
Yeah, well, loads of people have opportunities to shoot these things and they never actually do. It's like the Jurassic Park effect where it's like, guns versus dinosaurs, it's going to kill them, so we just have to have them not work, basically.
Joe also has a lot of plot armor. Do you remember that scene where the xenomorph is directly above him, and for some reason, instead of jumping on top of him, it jumps next to him?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of that.
If there's a room filled with aristocrats, it'll shred them in seconds. If it's one of our main characters, it'll go, whoops, I missed you. Here, I'm throwing you.
I was hoping you wouldn't mention that entire scene because holy fuck.
Hey, don't worry, I'm not being literal. I'm just, unless, am I?
But are those aristocrats, how do they not notice a big ship crashing into a building? How did they not notice that and they continue with their party? That's the most unbelievable thing. But I think that was like a straight up bit of Marvel humor or something that was just dumped into this show. It was so out of place. Like, one thing I do not associate with the Alien movies is comedy. No, and they really went for it there. Like, haha, isn't it funny how oblivious they are? They're just carrying on with their party, even though a spaceship crashed into the building that they're living in and it practically demolished the entire structure.
Yeah, like they have alarms. You have fire alarms. You would have everything going off. The power shouldn't be working. And yet somehow they're still having a party.
Well, and we're supposed to believe this ship that's basically Titanic enormous. Like I'm under it. It's like a Star Destroyer. I think is how Gary compared it. It's an enormous ship. They're sending in what? Fucking like 10 people a search and rescue for this ship. It's like, are you insane? Remember when they get to the staircase and they're like, which level should we go on? It's like, you can't even search one. You guys are tiny. There's 3 of you.
The weird thing is there's an army of people outside who aren't going in for some reason. Nope. They're going, we're waiting for a bunch of adult children instead.
Yeah, they'll do it.
I guess this is where we should explain the second aspect of this show, where there's like a research project going on where they take terminally ill kids and they transfer their consciousness into android bodies. That's
called hybrids.
They call them hybrids. Yeah. So rather than being the androids that are just AI, like they've got real human consciousness inside them. And so what you have now is a bunch of adult children wandering around, which I think is probably the best answer to the criticism of characters who don't act like adults anymore. You know how we were talking about, like, in older movies, it just feels like, people made adult decisions. They were mature and they were smart. Now they all seem a bit retarded. And so the writers of this thought, right, we're just going to straight up make them children.
They are canonically retarded.
Yeah, so now there's an explanation. You've now got a bunch of kids in adult synthetic bodies that are much stronger and faster than regular humans. And when our main character, Wendy, because there's a real obsession with Peter Pan in this show, sees that her brother has gone into the crashed ship, she decides she wants to help him. And so she somehow gets permission to take all of them to be a search and rescue team, even though they've got no training in search or rescue, and they're given no weapons.
And they're retarded.
Is the stupidest part of the whole show for me is when she says, "We're fast, we're strong, we don't break," and then he says, "Well, yeah, but they've got like absolutely no training. They can't even handle stress, and if any one of them was to break, it would cost us basically like millions, if not billions." And then he goes, "Okay, well, don't lose them, don't break them."
Yeah. Well, I'm convinced.
Like, what?
Well, you have synthetics. That's the thing. Synthetics are available. You can just send them in.
Marines are going to be better than children in robot bodies. What are you? What?
And they
when they see blood, they're like, "Ew, icky blood." Ooh.
This is what I mentioned in my review. Like, if they come across like dead bodies or like horribly mutilated victims of like falling wreckage and stuff, they're children. They will just freak out and run away. Of course they would. So like,
Seriously, this is a plot line. Sorry, plot point that when you tell a person who hasn't seen the show, they are going to struggle to believe you. Children in robot bodies have been sent in to go and fetch the cargo of extraterrestrial life from rivaling companies.
Completely
and no training. And then I can't, like, saying that there's no training is just funny because they're 12. It's like, well,
because there is two layers to what they're doing, isn't it? Like, Wendy is going there to find her brother, and that's what she thinks they've been sent there to do. But the CEO of like Prodigy has sent them there really to recover the classified data that's on board the ship. They don't actually know what's on it. They just know it's a deep space research vessel, and it's probably got valuable stuff on board, and they're going to steal it from Weyland-Yutani. So he's sent them there with that mission. They just don't know about it. And it's only Timothy Oliphant's character who knows the real deal. And he's like their chaperone, effectively, for this, isn't he?
Oh, well, throughout the episode, we're getting implications that there's something else going on. Standard evil company shit. It's like there's ulterior motives everywhere, people being evil and stuff. So I'm sure as the season progresses, it'll get stupider. No worries.
But you also have the cyborg, and he's trying to capture the alien, and his whole plan is to encase it in a cocoon and just walk out the building that's surrounded by
he's dragging it.
And he gets like caught by the soldiers.
What's in the bag? And he goes, what? Supplies.
Supplies, motherfucker.
Moving.
And how about those terrible looking other aliens? The centipede-like things, the eyeball spiders, the eiders, or whatever. They were just very CG.
The reference to Prometheus with the idiot looking into the giant alien penis, being like, "What does this do?" But obviously, in this case, at least they were actually a child mind, so maybe it's more justified this time.
Well, because there's a whole segment there where like him and Timothy Oliphant are just fucking stood there like a couple of assholes for like the whole episode waiting, because it's like they see it and he's like, interesting, we should contain this, go find something to put this in, and it's like fucking 10 feet tall. What the fuck are they supposed to find? But anyway, he just stands there waiting for the rest of the episode for them to find something.
There's like no discussion about how this is a deep space science thing with a bunch of test subjects that have escaped, and there's blood everywhere, and who knows what we're looking at for containment or for
well, Prodigy doesn't know because it's Weyland-Yutani, but the people, like the brother, should have radioed ahead saying we saw a xenomorph.
Oh no! Yeah, you're totally right. Like when they discover each of these rooms, they see all the blood. They see the test. Remember, like they even comment the team that go in like, "Oh, it's like a zoo, but all the animals escaped." It's like, no, it is a science lab where all of the experiments escaped. Like that is literally what it is. Call it in, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Not to mention, this brother looks like Steve Rogers before he took the super soldier serum. He's such a gangly wimp. I don't think he could rescue anybody. I mean, I just didn't buy him in that role at all. That whole team, like, it just made no sense at all.
They kind of look like just a DEI commercial, like the whole rescue team. Like they've got the whole gamut of people there, and they're all just very young and soft looking and fresh faced. And I just can't help but compare them to either the Nostromo crew or the Colonial Marines.
Yeah,
and it's like, they're none of them were like from a military background. They were just actors, but they just looked so much more like
getting really fucking
appropriate for the parts.
Tired of, you have authoritative figures in the companies, in like the science sectors, and then the militaristic ones, and even just search and rescue, medical and stuff, and nobody has any presence. None of the actors have any experience. None of them are veteran level. The fucking scientist who gets a decent amount of screen time talks about his low sperm count.
That was dumb.
I was
to a child.
To a child, yeah.
And then she says sperm for no reason. She utters that line, Wendy, or whatever.
Well, it's to emasculate the male characters, because the brother's a twink. Boy Cavalier is a twink.
Yes.
The scientist looking over him is a twink with no sperm. Look at Timothy Oliphant. You seen him standing there with his hands on his hips like a woman. I'm like, there's no masculine energy. Even the brother, it's a black girl that's in charge of him.
Yeah.
With the red hair. The other guy dies. So it's literally just the most masculine person is Wendy and the black chick.
Yeah.
Did you also notice that the majority of the cast are like under 35. You were mentioning the Prodigy soldiers earlier, but they have no personality. We don't understand what their relationships are to each other. If you remember in Aliens, Cameron, in like the first 3-4 minutes, was able to show distinct characters when they wake up from cryosleep and the relationships that they have to each other. This seems like I don't know, like a muted carbon copy of that, but like you have the briefing when they get into the car and they're heading to the crash site, and the guy's just saying basic shit like, all right, we'll do this by the books. Everybody get ready. It's so lame.
I've seen a few people mention it in chat already, but I think, you know how this is obviously just desperately trying to recreate Alien. At times, I'm sure they would admit they desperately, deliberately did that. But it's like, Alien is a franchise where you don't just have the first one is good and everyone's copying it. The second one is fucking amazing as well. The introduction of the main cast in both films is top tier, like a blueprint for all different screenwriters to learn from. And a character someone just mentioned is like, remember Apone? He gets like maybe 7 minutes in grand total for the whole movie. And he's like fucking excellent. The actor, the character, you totally buy that he's going to control all of the Marines with like absolute respect. His death is super impactful in Aliens because it's a loss of authority. Like, without him, everyone feels a bit more headless chicken style sort of thing. And it's just like, you just don't get any characters like that in any sector. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen a talented veteran scientist who's explaining the meaning behind all this instead of, as was mentioned, fucking twink tech people like randomly going through, and it's just like I can't take this seriously. No Marines taking it seriously. No even Weyland-Yutani or Prodigy people taking it seriously.
There's a couple of shots, especially in episode 2, where the Prodigy CEO, his like scientist lady who's responsible for the Peter Pan program, the twink scientist, and like generic old white guy who's just like his assistant are all kind of clustered around a computer watching what's going on. And I don't know how to describe it, but the way it's framed, it just looks like a fucking comedy shot. It's so goofy looking. They look so out of place and uncomfortable. And it's just, it's exactly what you described. It's this feeling of, I can't take this seriously because it's giving me no reason to. None of these people feel like they should be here. None of these people feel like they should be doing the jobs they're doing. And I don't know if it's a failure of like the casting agents or if it's the director or it's just the performances that they're given. I don't know what it is, but fuck, like it's just that Peter Pan effect is replicated throughout the entire show. It's all just children in adult bodies.